This is the map of the United States. And this is the map of the weapons industry in the U.S. Almost each one of the 50 states hosts some component of the military arsenal.
Large defense companies are spread across the United States, sometimes strategically.
It's the strategy of what's been called the military-industrial complex, or even the military-industrial congressional complex. The same huge machinery of power that President Eisenhower started seeing as a threat back in 1961.
We must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist.
This is the strategy of power. Weapon manufacturing giants like Lockheed Martin, Boeing, or General Electric spread their plants across as many states as possible. More states means more seats in Congress to defend their interests. More seats in Congress means more money in the defense budget and multi-million contracts won by the weapons firms, which means more jobs for that district, which equals more votes to that congressman who assigned those contracts to be re-elected. So the trade is more money and weapons in exchange for more votes, or what's known as pork barrel politics.
Pork barrel politics have a long history in the United States. Pork actually used to be kept in barrels. That would be a source of food for your family. And so it gets at this idea of politicians bringing something that the people who voted for them need.
Is a little bit crass, but just refers to the addition of, I guess, fatty deposits in the budget.
What they're talking about is spending on particular weapon systems that don't contribute to national security, but are pushed because they benefit members of a certain state or district.
Take the C-17, a large cargo plane built by Boeing that Congress keeps adding to the defense budget, even though the Pentagon says they have
Plenty of. We have 250 of them. They don't need any more, but every year Congress adds from 5 to 10 more C-17s. Because the program is spread across 44 states, it has very, very many congressional interests.
The defense budget even still covered for obsolete big dinosaurs of the Cold War era, like the F-22 Raptor that was only recently killed.
Many people said, why do we need this? Well, the manufacturer, Lockheed, moved the plant to make it to Georgia, where you had the Speaker of the House was from Georgia, the chairman of the Senate Armed Services Committee was from Georgia, and so the United States spent something like $65 billion to buy these planes to deal with a threat that doesn't exist anymore.
But now they're all fighting for another big piece of pork, the F-35, a sophisticated fighter jet built by Lockheed Martin, which Congress is so happy with that some want to build a second engine for it.
The Pentagon doesn't want it, but members of Congress do, because it's going to create more jobs in states like Ohio, Virginia, and Massachusetts.
It's very hard to vote against hundreds of jobs, even if you're voting for a program that you don't need.
So, are we talking about defending the country or defending jobs in a recession?
Well, if you're looking at government spending as a way to stimulate the economy, defense is the least effective way to do it.
And so it has come to pass. Defense budgets have kept growing, inflated with fat, every year since 9/11. But in an age of austerity, something's got to give.
We simply cannot continue to spend as if deficits don't have consequences, as if waste doesn't matter.
But can a president ever win this old battle, which so many before have lost?